Being a lawyer is not difficult. At the same time, it's not easy. What does it take? It takes 6 years of your life to become a lawyer and a lot of money. 2 ways to get into law school. One, you get government sponsorship by being so exceptional in your performance in high school. 2, you sponsor yourself. If you have an A- or staff, you might join the top law school, premier law school. And if you have something above C+ and good performance in English, then you get the cut. In law school, people work hard, people read a lot, people befriend the library. That's the reason why most law schools do not have playgrounds. At least University of Nairobi does not have one, at least not in campus. Why? When I was in first year, somebody told me around here we play either in our mind or in the library. So brace yourself for that. You'll attend lessons, you'll learn, you'll bury yourself in books, because if you really want to be a lawyer, you need to know what you're talking about. You need to be an expert in more than one field, because you will be representing people who are talking about medical negligence. You'll be representing families which want to break up in divorce. You'll be representing people who are trying to fight over a boundary. You'll be representing people who have been involved in accidents. You'll be representing shareholders who have been duped. You'll be representing companies when they are merging. You'll be dealing with everything that people hold dear. You're not supposed to be ignorant. Oh, I get it. When you're called a learned friend, you must have learned. So after 4 years, you've graduated with your degree and all the people from Western are here dancing around. No, you're not yet there yet, because you cannot be paid as a proper lawyer. Neither can you represent anyone with a law degree. You need something else. Kenya School of Law. So if you didn't qualify to take law in the first place and had your way around qualifications, then you won't be admitted to Kenya School of Law. Why? Those qualifications matter here more than anywhere else. Kenya School of Law is expensive because you'll part with around 200,000. Currently, you pay 145,000 for school fees and tuition, and then you'll pay like 5,000 to 9,000 per paper. You will be tackling at least 9 papers or at least 9 units. There's only one Kenya School of Law in Karen, so if you don't live in Nairobi, plan on how you'll be living in Nairobi for at least 1 year. Then you sit to the mother of all exams. It's called purgatory. This is the exam where 20% ace and 80% fail. If you don't pass in all the 9 papers, you repeat. How much does it cost to resit for a paper? 10,000 per paper. Over and above the 200,000 that you already paid. You've aced your papers, your bar exam, and you think you're done. No. You're facing another hurdle, which will be pupillage. Here, you'll be training under a lawyer with more than 5 years of experience, who will teach you on how to practice law. You know where to find the law, but practicing the law, it's a practical skill you must learn from a practicing lawyer. That's where your pupil master comes in. For those who are lucky, you'll find good pupils who pay you something. But for those who are not lucky, in fact, getting pupil in space takes a little patience. Some miss, some take long to get, some don't get any, and those who get, sometimes they don't get paid. So you have another 6 months to work, presumably without pay. After that, then you file your papers and you wear that wig. You think you're there? No, I'll tell you why. Think of anything that can make you look for a lawyer. Divorce, property, business transaction goes bad, something has been stolen, you've been allegedly, you've been accused of a crime. Who will you go for? This old lawyer with white hair, wrinkled face, looking like he knows he was here before Abraham? Or this young guy who looks like he's about to, with a nice suit and a nice hairstyle, fancy hairstyle, split eyes? We know who you'll go for. What am I saying? The law frowns upon the young. It's difficult to make a cut as a young lawyer because 1, people don't trust you. 2, your seniors despise you. So again, you'll have to work against that. But if you're really serious, brilliant lawyer, it takes 1 client to get a referral. And then those referrals keep coming, and then that's how you become Harvey Specter. Lies. Ask me, I'll tell you, the law should be a second degree. Why? If you go to law school, finish, go to Kenya School of Law, pass the bar exams, you'll be 7 years into training. 6 if you're lucky and you're smart and you pass the law, you pass the bar the first attempt. But if you have to go to the second, third, fourth, fifth, yes, people go to the fifth attempts of the bar exams. By the time you graduate, you are not far from 30. Your friends who joined campus at 20, at 24, they were off school doing BCom, these other regular courses. By the time you become a lawyer, or at least you earn a decent income out of legal practice, they could have paid off their first loan for their first blue Subaru Impreza. Then that's when you are newbie, 1 year in experience, looking for somewhere to hang yourself, to attach yourself, or at least practice your trade. So if it's a second degree, then you can finance your way because you're earning it from elsewhere, and then you become a specialist in your field. I think, at least for me, I'm not saying that it's wrong for you to take law as a first degree, but it's a lot of hassle, and if you're not government sponsored, or at least you don't come from a family where you can afford it, then it takes time, and it takes time before it pays. Cheap lawyers attract cheap clients. So if you come in as a cheap lawyer, of course, they'll refer cheap clients to you. The law is not flooded. My first year lecturer told me that there are more than 10,000 lawyers, but there's space for good lawyers. What am I saying? 90% of lawyers scramble for 10% of what the law has to offer. You get me? Which means 10% of lawyers control 90% of what the monies or incomes that the law has to offer. So if you're good enough, if you follow that passion, if you take your studies seriously and take advice from your seniors and become that brilliant young lawyer, then you're in for 90% with competition of 10% of the lawyers of this country. There's a lot of niches in law, which I'll cover in the next video. Not all lawyers go to court. In fact, successful lawyers don't go to court. But I've stayed to the end of this video means you either want to be a lawyer, or you like how I speak, or at least this content is appealing to you. Stick around, because here we give free legal advice, and lawyers are not cheap. At least we'll tell you where to go, what to do, or what not to do. This is not legal advice proper, and should not be relied on in court. If you want real legal advice, www.dandylaw.com, or at least walk into a law firm near you. If you want me to cover any question, at least lead you through what you're facing as a legal tussle, a legal problem, or a legal question, comment, I'll tackle it. If you think, if you need me to feature anyone, or at least interview a lawyer that you look up to and you want to see him speak here, talk to me. My name is O.M Esq, and I'm the Backlands Lawyer.